JLR investigates. People are arriving, leaving out of the courtroom. I think some of those people there were affiliated with Sterns. All right, JLR investigator. Outside of the Osceola County Courthouse, Stephan Sterns bombshell. He pled no contest to the murder of Madeline. He pled no contest to the murder of Madeline. We'll see what's going on out here. Stand by. We'll see what's going on out here. He pled guilty to the other crimes, but he did not plead guilty. We got, look at this, the great Magnolia.
Hello, everyone.
Shocking stuff today in that courtroom, right?
Yeah. So, Jen did not show up, correct? So, yeah, it was a lot, I'll be honest. I'm a little shaken right now, trying to sort of process what just happened. But yeah, he pleaded no contest to murder. The victim impact statements were really gut-wrenching. I thought it was a disgrace that her grandmother did not actually speak. Instead, it was a written statement. Again, like I said this morning in chat, I would have really been shocked if Jen showed up today. So I can't say I'm surprised, but it was a lot. It was very emotional, to be sure. There's a lot of people who love Maddie. This impacted this community. We came here right away when this happened. And I remember looking for her outside her apartment, and it's a lot. So it's good that today finally came, right? So
yeah,
we'll see if anything comes out from this with the mom, and we'll find out, but this was a hard day for a lot of people, including us. So I'm glad y'all are here with us. So
thank you, Magnolia. So I sat right behind him. He looked pale white. No contest to the murder. You even know it carries the same weight. We all know that life in prison is a possibility of parole. No contest to me sounds. Have a lot of questions about no contest to this crime. It's as if he's saying that the others are involved. He didn't do this solely. Jen, they didn't have enough evidence to prove, and he just, you read what no contest means. I mean, it carries the same weight as a guilty plea in this situation, but no contest is it's like sticking the knife into Maddie. And then at the end, he gave a victim, he gave a statement at the end, which is just ridiculous. Everyone was like, shut up, like in the courtroom there. Maddie's biological father is here. He might be coming out here. A lot of people are here. A lot of the media outlets are here. Maybe the state's attorney will come out and give a press conference here. You see how upset Magnolia is about the situation. A lot of tears in that courtroom. The entire right side of the courtroom was filled with friends and family of Madeline Soto. No Jen Soto. There are relatives of Jen Soto that were there. No Jen Soto. I was on the side with the media. I was directly behind Sterns. I was within a couple feet of Sterns. Right, you can see the hair on the back of his neck, really ghost pale, just creepy. It was just cold. It was just very, very, very cold. It is a day. There is justice for Maddie today. And, Sterns, he has a right to appeal and waive his appeal rights, though, that's not going to go anywhere. But he can appeal. But, man, so we're out here. There's a lot of media cameras out here. I'm going to go around here and put my camera here and kind of stake this out and see what happens here. And here, see who shows up. or who comes out and gives a statement. So stand by, folks. Hopefully the reception is good out here. Magnolia almost had me choking. She's upset, and a lot of people are upset. Some family members have dipped out. Others are still inside. So we'll see if somebody comes out here and says something about this matter. And I'll spin the camera around. We'll wait. We'll talk. Come on in, folks. JLR investigates boots on the ground. Boots on the ground outside here. Sterns, came in shackled. One thing I noticed about him was there's some people coming out. I don't know who these people are. There's some people coming out here, so.
Hey, Jonathan.
Hello. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. I believe that one over there is centered around. We'll see. Centered around Madeline Soto's family, some victims advocates. Their victims advocates spoke to quite a few of them. I've known them for years in this area, covering other cases. I believe the person front they're affiliated with Matt. I believe. Not sure. We'll see. Stand by. There's a lot of people out here. JENN Soto, no show. JENN Soto, no show. That's the title of this video. JENN Soto is a no show. She didn't even show up. I didn't even hear a victim's impact statement. That no contest is going to lead to wild speculation. I ain't going to lie. Stephan Sterns didn't say, hey, I killed Madeline Soto solely. He didn't even say he killed Madeline Soto. He said no contest. Which now people are running around, hey, JENN Soto, did she help? Did she assist him in any way? Did she do it? And he's taking the rap. You heard that ridiculous statement that he gave saying, I wish I could trade places with Madeline. And I would be dead and she could be alive, and still saying he loves her and all that. That's when people are just like, ugh. Is the spot bad here? I don't know what the reception looks like out here. Hopefully it's good. Well, there might be bad because there's a lot of people out here. So we'll wait and see what happens here, folks. JLR investigates. Come on in. Come on in. Continuous coverage outside Osceola County Courthouse here. If the reception is bad, it's probably because of the accumulation of reporters. There's a lot of cameras on here. So we'll see what's being said. We'll see if the state attorney comes out and gives a statement. Yeah, it looks a little shaky here. Probably the accumulation of people. We shall see, though.
Just talk to second.
Oh. We got people. Soto.
He's not going to be making comments at this time. I'm going to circle back around. We're just going to make sure that he's safe and we get him where he needs to be, and then I'll come back and talk to you guys, okay? So just hang tight.
All right, so that is Madeline Soto's biological father right there. Right there. There he is. It's the father. He doesn't want to speak. The representative with them said so she'll come back and circle back and come around. He was only literally 3 feet from Sterns. And I thought it was interesting. Because he went to the podium and just shared and wished that he could be a part of the.
That's me. I'm also helping with the set. You know, crime lines and lies, right? You
Yeah.
know me? That's me.
Okay, thank you.
So we talk later.
Thank you. True Crime Beat, thank you. The father of Madeline, he was literally just a few feet away from Stephan Sterns, and they actually had a sheriff stand in between. I thought he was going to jump that. All right, looks like more family members of Madeline are coming out. going over here. Madeline's family. Madeline's family. Madeline's family. Madeline's family is coming out. How's the family feeling? All right, so the family doesn't want to talk. So that is the family. All right, so they don't want to talk. There's a lot of media out here. Magnolia, you want to chime in some more? I'm gonna spin the camera around.
Yeah, did they say that the father is going to be speaking later?
Somebody affiliated with someone. I think her right there. She said she was going to speak. So let's go over here and see what she has to say.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. No, that's So obviously, Mr. Wallace and Tatiana going through and listening to everything that they had to listen to, it's obviously affecting them a great deal. So they're just going to need a little bit of time. But they do want to speak on behalf of Maddie at some point. They're just not in a great headspace right now to address that. But if you guys want to leave me your contact information, we can definitely circle back when they're in a little bit of a better headspace.
Can you tell us if they support this agreement, especially the no contest to the murder charge?
Yes, they're obviously with a trial coming out, and the sex crimes trial was going to be starting on Tuesday. That's a lot of videos. It's their little girl, and I think he recognizes that Stephan Sterns is going to die in prison. The death penalty is you die in prison, and he is not getting out ever. And I think that he understands that, and he understands the trade-off in terms of, okay, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, and my little girl does not have to essentially go through this, and the family go through all of this. And it also takes away all the appeals in terms of, with a death penalty case, the lack of closure that comes with a death penalty case, because the appeals are never ending, essentially. And so this is really, it's a step. Nothing changes the facts. Nothing ever will change the facts, but it's a step for them to get closure.
What did they make of Sterns' statement in court, his apology?
An apology? I mean, I can't speak for them. I can tell you that I thought it was disgusting. I did not take that as an apology. I took that as he misses her, for whatever motive or reason he misses her. And I was disgusted by it. But again, I'm not speaking for them when I say that.
The no contest plea. A lot of people are saying, hey, he's not necessarily admitting guilt to the murder of Madeline. Does the family feel that others are involved, or if Sterns did this himself and no other people involved?
No, like I said, they're okay with this outcome. However you get Stephan Sterns life in prison without any hope of ever getting out. And I think in his final statements that he made to the court, where he's a former Marine, he understands what life in prison as a sex offender means, and I think he has come to a certain level of peace with that outcome. Everything else is really kind of ticky-tacky in terms of, all right, how does he get there? But the bottom line is he's getting there, and he's never getting out.
When did the family find out about the plea agreement?
It was last week.
Yeah, but did you see the mother in the courtroom today, or did I just miss her?
When you refer to the mother, do you refer to Jennifer Soto?
Jennifer Soto.
Yes.
I did not see her.
Did you find that odd at any means?
Not for me to say.
Did they expect this plea agreement? Did they know that something was coming down the pipeline?
Yes, and I will say the state attorney's office has been wonderful in terms of the communication, in terms of getting their input, in terms of sitting down with them. William J. and Danielle Pennell, they put their heart and souls into this case. They were there and available for any questions that anybody had. They didn't try to rush anything. They didn't try to force anything. This was very much conversations that took place in terms of what, and again, in a case like this, there's never going to be any like joy or happiness. There's not going to be a resolution where everybody is like, that's great. But it is a matter of, well, what can you live with? And what does it mean for the family? And what does it mean for Maddie, quite honestly, moving forward? Nobody wants to be in a position where, you know, and no offense to you guys, we appreciate you very much, but the media exposure in a child sex case, where that's what's going to be written about for weeks on ends, if not months. And obviously, you know, if you have the ability to have closure without that having to happen, where essentially the same outcome, where he will in fact die in prison. And I think that is what the big picture was, and that was the goal. And I think that was achieved today.
There were a lot of law enforcement officers in the courtroom. Does the family have any thoughts on the case that law enforcement built, especially in those early days?
They're really appreciative. They actually were really overwhelmed with the support, and they really appreciate the fact that, you know, law enforcement, they're there when they're not in a position to help their daughter. Sometimes you have to rely on other people, and they're very appreciative of the work that law enforcement and the prosecution did in this case.
Deborah, speak if you can. Remember the years of being a state prosecutor. Does it make a difference, even though the outcue was the same, that he pled no contest to some things, one guilty to others? Does it make a difference, even though the outcome's the same?
No. It's basically, it doesn't really have any legal significance. And so the fact that he went no contest and guilty, okay, and enjoy life in prison.
What's next for the family?
Well, that's a good question. I don't even think they know the answer to that. I can't imagine how you move on from this. And I think, you know, Tyler said it best in terms of describing his emotions earlier today, where he's like, you know, this type of death is so unique that unfortunately with time, it's actually gotten worse for him mentally, because I think he has more time to think about it and to think about exactly what happened to his little girl. And so it's hard, and it's going to be hard, but they're gonna get through it.
Many of us know you quite well. For those out there that don't, do you mind just saying and spelling your name?
Sure, yeah, I'm sorry. My name's Deborah Barra, Deborah, last name Barra, B as in boy, Arra.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Has one more question. Has Stephan Sterns' parents ever reach out to the family to offer apologies, any type of talk, you know, communication whatsoever?
Not to my knowledge.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys.
Have a good day, everybody.
All right. So I got in a couple questions to her. All right, folks. So we'll see what the state attorney's office. I want to know a little bit about Stephan Sterns' parents. They were no-show. Magnolia, I'm going to spin the camera around here. Sterns' parents were a no-show, correct?
Yeah, I mean, someone else just asked that in the chat. I did not see them. We didn't notice them, but, you know, it's possible they were there and we just didn't recognize them. But we do know what they look like, and I didn't notice them. Maddie's dad was in front of me. I recognized him as her dad simply because he looked like Maddie. I saw him and I was like, that's Maddie's dad. And
he
then
was crying at different times. I saw the tissues in his hand. He was just crying at different points, especially when those other victims' impact statements were being read. There was a lot of sniffles and cries inside that courtroom.
yeah, everyone was pretty much crying throughout. And they even had one of Maddie's friends, I think from school, spoke on the phone, and even that was just really hard because we were talking on the way here, and I said I wonder who all will do victim impact statements because I think that Maddie's friends were greatly impacted by this. Her school, everyone who knew her, they all have to live with this and think about this type of horror that's out there, this evil. And as a young child, a young kid, I just can't imagine having one of my friends taken that way. So it was good to hear from one of her friends. We heard from several family members, her aunts, different people. They informed Stephan Sterns that he will be going to hell.
They said they'll be going to hell.
Yeah, they said you'll never see Maddie again.
He'll be going to hell.
So yeah, I thought some of the statements were really, really powerful too.
Yeah, another thing too I noticed too, when Sterns addressed the court and also during the course, the judge, I could tell, despised him. Didn't give him any sympathy, no play or nothing. Soon as Sterns was done speaking, the judge directly turned his head. He didn't even say thank you or nothing like that. You could tell the judge was absolutely disgusted with Stephan Sterns. So
yeah, he was also visibly moved by the victims.
Oh yeah. That judge was like staring when the victims were addressing the court and staring in front of him. The judge had all his attention on these victim impact statements and listening to them, even the ones on the teleconference. He was listening, dude.
Yeah.
So that was interesting too.
Yeah, and I know for people, if they were watching at home, I can tell you court TV also gets irritated with the low sound. We were just talking about it on the way out. The judge at the hearing today, unfortunately, I'm sure most people couldn't hear him very well. He didn't have a microphone in front of him. He talked very quiet, as if he was just speaking to the people right there in front of him. And so it was hard to hear him. And I was even thinking, like, if we were live streaming this, no one would be able to hear. So I hope people caught most of it, though. Unfortunately, the loudest voice today was Stephan Sterns when he spoke. I was a little taken aback. I'm not surprised that he spoke. I guess it's his right to do so.
Well, it's interesting he spoke after he got sentenced.
I think it's what he said.
See, a lot of times allocution, like when the judge will ask if the defendant, if they have something to say before they get sentenced. He got sentenced, then he whispered. Sterns appears like his lawyer, the female lawyer to the right of him was like whispering into him, like, do you want to speak? You want to speak? Or like Sterns was like saying, he's like, I'm going to speak. So like, hey, he wanted to address the court.
Well, and he still clearly doesn't take full accountability for Maddie's death.
Not for the death.
So, it does make us wonder, did JENN actually have a hand in this, in the murder aspect? And was he just the person who cleaned up the mess for her? I mean, it really does make you ask those questions when this man is here being sentenced to life in prison, and even still,
my hand is getting hot.
And even still, he won't just come out and say,
so
I did this. So, and we've heard his calls with his parents, and we've heard this tone where he did it again today, where he just talks about her death as if it's this unfortunate thing that happened, and he misses her every day.
Which is disgusting when he says that.
Bizarre.
When he said that, like he misses her every day and misses these certain things about her. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
Just to refresh my memory, Jen Soto did not give a victim impact statement, did she? No. So Jen Soto not here, no victim impact statement, and he pleads guilty to this essay stuff on Madeline, stuff in his phone, but not the murder.
Yeah.
Not the murder, no contest, which is the same. But this is going to be a mystery forever. I think it's bad for Jen Soto. It's definitely bad for Jen Soto. For anybody that thinks that Jen Soto supports her or whatever, she's not even here. I mean, this is her little girl.
Yeah.
Like, and she doesn't even want to address the monster that did this?
Well, it's just a simple matter of fact that Maddie would still be alive if it wasn't for Jen Soto. And she knows that. So whether she had a direct hand in Maddie's death or not, Maddie would clearly still be with us today if it wasn't for Jen. So, you know, she knows that. We hear rumors that she's in a mental institution. I really don't know where she is, but I don't think that we ever really got a clear answer on whether or not she got full immunity or what type of cooperation they got from her. I don't remember them ever really fully telling us that. A lot of those questions were left unanswered about a year ago when they did a press conference, and they kind of addressed the situation, but they left a lot of unanswered questions regarding the mother, and we really never got those answers.
All right, any final words?
No, I'm just glad this day came, and like they said, hopefully it's not going to be closure completely, but it is closing a chapter in this grief process for the family and everyone else, and we'll just see what comes out of it.
I say send Sterns to Alligator Alcatraz.
Seacop.
Seacop. All right, thanks, Magnolia. All right, so Magnolia in the house. He's just the place has emptied out completely. It's almost like business as usual. It's almost like this case hasn't even existed now because look, it's totally empty. We had all these media people here. Everyone went home. You got a tent over there. Don't know what else is going to be said out here today. Let me spin the camera around and show you. Boots on the ground, the Osceola County Courthouse. It was courtroom 4F. So you go up in the elevators, go all the way down. It was courtroom 4F. But yeah, this is going to be a mystery moving forward. Will Sterns get sued? What will happen inside court? You know what's crazy is he pled no contest to the murder, but yet admitted to every single SA, which was like, what, 60 counts or so? How do you think the inmates are going to feel when he goes into Florida State prison system? Yeah, he's in trouble. He's in big trouble. And we'll continue to see what happens here. All right, folks, JLR investigates boots on the ground, the Madeline Soto case. Hello. Madeline Soto case, and we're going to go check out the memorial site, which is nearby. However, the people that run the memorial site were here earlier, and they said that that most of the teddy bears and all the cards and everything had to be taken down, so it was like locks and things like that. So we will continue to we'll see what's up, and we'll follow this case through. We'll, you know, obviously we'll continue to get jailhouse tapes, hopefully, of Stephan Sterns. Will Stephan Sterns be shipped to another state? That's a possibility, too, to do his time. Just like they did to old Charlie Adelson, right? Send him up to the Dakotas somewhere. They seem to be doing that lately with these high-profile, crazy inmates out there. All right, we cover true crime 24/7, 365, reporting from outside the Osceola County Courthouse. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll talk soon. JLR investigates. Magnolia investigates. See you soon. Justice for Maddie.